Hello there, I'm Kevin, a professional web and graphic designer from Scotland. Today I'm going to show you how to make a stunning watercolour portrait in Adobe Photoshop. For our first steps, let's head to unsplash.com. I want to gather some resources for this project, and this website provides royalty-free images. I'm going to input girl smiling in the search box. I have found an image I would like to use for this project. Click on it. Select the large option to download. Go back to the unsplash.com search box and type in paper. We want to find a realistic texture. There are loads of options to select from, but this one is actually perfect for this. Click on it and, same as before, click on the large option to download. First of all, we want to start using the model image you downloaded, so bring that into Photoshop. Let's save our document. Call it watercolor portrait. Just make sure you have the output set to PSD file. In the Layers panel, click on the padlock to unlock it. We are going to make a selection around the model so that we can separate it from the background. Press W on the keyboard to activate the Quick Selection tool, or you can simply select it from the Tools panel on the left by clicking the icon. This drop down menu allows you to adjust various settings. I want to set the size to 10 pixels. Once you are happy, drag the tool across the model to select it. Hold in Alt or Option to remove any parts you have selected that you would like to remove. Once you are satisfied with your selection, press Q on your keyboard, which will let you see it as a quick mask. Don't worry about any small imperfections. Press Q on your keyboard again to revert it back to the selection. Click on the Select and Mask button. Check the Smart Radius button and scroll down. Check the Decontaminate Colours button. Make sure Output to New Layer with Layer Mask is selected and press OK. On the upper right hand side of the Layers panel, click on it and then click on the Convert to Smart Object option. Click on the new layer icon. We want to fill it with a colour, so press Ctrl or Command plus delete. Okay, so let's open the paper texture that we downloaded earlier. Click on the padlock to unlock the layer. Go to Image, Image Rotation and select 90 degrees clockwise. Go to Edit, Define Pattern. I'll just call this watercolour paper, then press OK. Let's go back to the original artboard that we were working on. Double click anywhere on the top layer, which will open the layer's style options. Click on the pattern overlay option. This little square box will allow you to select a pattern. The watercolour texture that you just created should be one of the last options. On the right, you will see patterns displayed in the preview box. I'm going to reduce the scale to 40%, but please feel free to choose whatever you feel looks good. Press OK. Let's do the same as we did earlier. On the Layers panel at the top right, click on it, then select Convert to Smart Object. Change the blend mode to Multiply. Click on the cutout layer. Go to Filter, then Filter Gallery. In the Artistic folder, click on the option Dry Brush. For the brush size, I'm going to put in 8. Brush detail 10 and texture 1. Then hit OK. Go to Filter, Blur, then select Smart Blur. I'm going to enter 5 for the radius, 100 for the threshold, and make sure the quality selected is low. Double click on the blending options icon. Change the blend mode to screen. Take the opacity down to 50%. Go to Filter, Stylize and select Find Edges. Click on its blending options icon. Change the blend mode to Multiply and press OK. Click on the adjustment layer icon and select Vibrance. I'm going to make the vibrance 30 and the saturation 5. I want to find some watercolour splatter brushes, so let's go to brusheasy.com. Type in watercolour in the search box and press OK. As you can see, there are plenty of options, but this set looks ideal for this project. Press the download button. Go back to Photoshop and select the brush tool. Click on the drop down menu, then click the little cog on the top right. Click on the option Import Brushes. Find the folder that you saved them in. And you are looking for the file that ends in ABR. Press open. Now when you go back to the brush tool drop down menu, you will find them located at the bottom. Click on the cutout layer again. Click on the layer mask button. I'm just going to use the zoom tool to move back a bit. Press B to select your brush tool and click on the brush picker menu. Scroll down to find your new brush set. I'm happy with the sizing 675 pixels. Using this wheel, you can push these little points in or out. You can squeeze the brush to make it thinner. Also, you'll notice that you can rotate the circle, which changes the angle of the brush. You can also change the opacity. I'm happy to leave it at around 66% for now. Okay, so let's select a brush. If you press the left bracket on your keyboard, it will make the brush go smaller, whereas if you press the right bracket, it will make it go bigger. I want to make it clearer nearer the edges, so feel free to experiment with different brushes, angles and opacity to get a similar effect to me. I'm going to take the opacity level down a bit. Using a brush, I'm going to add a variety of strokes on the model to give it a realistic look. A quick tip: if you're not happy with a stroke that you make, if you press X on your keyboard, it will invert the colours so you can add the colour back in. I'm really happy with how that looks, but I would like to add some additional watercolour strokes to the portrait to add a burst of colour. Make the cutout layer active, then click on New Layer. Select your brush tool again and select any watercolour brush that you like. I'm going to reduce the opacity. Press I on your keyboard, which will open the eyedropper tool. Click on the pink flower on the model's head. The tool will select that colour. Press B to activate the brush tool again, and now you can add a colourful stroke to the canvas. Repeat this step with the orange, then the green. Feel free to add as much or as little strokes as you would like. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment.